Hello everyone, this is Karst, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. So, last episode we kind of got into more conversations and got sidetracked a little bit, as is common in this game, as I'm finding. But this time we're actually going to go on ahead and investigate the yard, where the dead body is hanging, and try to get it down, hopefully find out a little bit more about what's happened here. So I hope you're excited. Let's begin.
There must be another way into the building.
Why did you scream that into my ear? Okay. Can I do anything here with my,
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Oh. Interesting. In the dimming light, some things become clearer, and Cindy's artistic impulses are infectious. 17% is not going to work, but I might as well roll it. It's a white check.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
Fine. We'll keep looking at it later. We're probably envisioning a mural of our own. Okay, so awkwardly run back. Let's go to the field. And also, those kids are still in the field, too. I'll know why I took the long way round.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito.
Good mail delivery box. Please repair my morale again.
The box seems happy.
Oh, I can't do it more than once. Okay. Alright.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Ooh. I can reconstruct the movement.
The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago.
Okay.
It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there, and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. Why that pang of guilt again?
What happened next?
The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building, before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage friendly city.
Somehow that makes you feel scared. You don't know why.
Oh, I said a car drove through the fence. Whoops, I hit that by accident. Is this connected to the case?
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
Fair enough.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went. If
I
you
think I got
find
it.
The time.
Intriguing. Also, what is that? Is that the gate that I have the keys to now? I think it might be. Okay, maybe not right now then. Alright, what is this? A trash bin? Dumpster? The letter R wears a crown. On the ribbon below, a light above descending. Alright, kid. Oh. It smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. A human being decomposes. Yes, we know. Hey, Cuno. I guess that's you.
Cuno's got this.
Okay. The boy throwing rocks at the dead body can't be older than 12.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy Cuno.
A moment of your time, please.
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about.
Juicy what now?
I mean drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Are we sure about that, though? Do we know that as a fact, or is that just a guess?
Yeah, Cuno, ride the lightning, Cuno.
Okay, that does sound like drugs, yes.
Cuno's riding it, see?
He wipes sweat from his brow and sends another rock flying.
The rake, Cuno. You should throw the rake at him, Cuno. The fuck does Cuno know what a rake is? Cuno's not a gardener.
Are you kids siblings?
The fuck are you talking about?
He throws another rock.
He's calling us Cuno. He says we're fucking each other.
What? I did not say that. Also, are you... I guess I can't guess genders, but well, I assume I know what the censored word is, so maybe it's a dude. I just assumed. What should we do?
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces.
What forces? You will see.
The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
Kid, you want to hang out? I'm not a narc.
Fuck no! Cuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment shit.
Okay.
Fast. This kid has got street smarts.
Okay, look, I have questions for you.
Alright, entertain the Cuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
I gotta ask, who is Cuno?
Cuno's Cuno, pig?
The boy points to his chest with both thumbs.
It's always Cuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Interesting. You refer to yourself in third person to distance yourself from the situation?
Cuno doesn't do that smart shit. Don't throw that bullshit at Cuno. Cuno knows you're lying. Trying to get Cuno hooked on the book.
The boy knows he has an addictive personality. Admirable insight for his age.
Watch out, Cuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you!
The thing behind the fence starts squealing, shrill and violent like a fire alarm.
Help! Pig's got Cuno! Help! Rape!
Oh no. The sound gets louder as the child shouts at the windows overlooking the yard.
Help! He's got the Cuno, help!
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Just answer the questions.
Help! He's digging his dick out!
Oh no.
Escalate, Cuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pigs in here, Cuno! Somebody, please!
It's full blast now. The wind carries the message far and wide across Martinez.
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just appeal to his reason.
But he has no reason. Are you high right now?
Help! Misters, help!
He prances around, eyes bulging out of their sockets, rolling hard, yelling at the window.
He's having the time of his life. Total ecstasy. Fuck the pig.
He's flashing Cuno! He's showing his genitals! If you don't help Cuno now, it'll be too late!
What is this sick charade?
No! Get off Cuno, you sick fat fuck!
The boy screams, his freckled face contorted in hideous, uncontainable laughter.
The nearly psychopathic way they could slip in and out of the act implies you're not the first victim.
I don't think punching a child is a good idea, so I will not be doing that. Being logical with them will result in nothing, but let's go with it.
Fucking logical! Help! The logical pig is fiddling Cuno!
I mean, it's pretty obvious it's an act when they can hear you laughing, but sure. Who put you up to this?
No one. Cuno's doing this because he likes it, pig.
This is where Cuno establishes dominance over you. Change your plan. You can't let that happen. It will make things harder down the line. You may end up missing crucial information.
Correct.
Help! The pig's gagging him! Cuno can't speak!
Someone put you up to this.
You put him up to this yourself when you decided to talk to him in the first place.
Listen to your friend.
Cuno hawks a loogie on the ground. The phlegm is yellowing and yellowish and bubbling somehow. Ew. Why would I blame Kim? Did Gart put you up to this? Probably not. No one put them up to this. That's obvious. They're just annoying kids.
Cuno owns the fat ass. Help! The RCM is trying to fuck Cuno!
You put him up.
Listen to your...
Kim, did you do it?
Yeah, we're all in this together! The Banani Poiko's losing it!
The lieutenant doesn't even shrug.
Help! The RCM is trying to fuck us!
Punching a kid is a bad
Look.
idea.
For emphasis, a ghost is saying this. A shit-eating psychopathic ghost with an ace up his sleeve.
I know you wanted to hit me. You got that I'm gonna fuck that Cuno up look that Cuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look.
Relax. He can't read your mind. He doesn't know you were thinking that.
Also, I chose not to do it.
There's a dead body, remember? That's what you were doing here. You're a cop on a case.
Yes, but I didn't act on it. It was just a fantasy.
I know what you thought. I'm gonna fuck that Cuno up. I'm gonna shut that shit down. You know what? You should have, because now
He raises his voice again. His! H-I-S!
you're nothing. You're a joke to Cuno. Cuno laughs at you. King Cuno!
He spreads his arm, taking dominion over the yard.
Cuno turned you into his prison, bitch! You're gonna be in this shit with Cuno!
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Cuno forever!
The Pipo-headed critter doesn't let him
A
finish.
peepo is a type of
Oh, a
hat,
peepo.
by the way.
Nice peepo.
You don't talk to me about my fucking peeper! You don't know where I come from! You're just Cuno's bottom bitch!
Right. I have some questions about the crime scene.
Okay. Cuno is kind to his bitch. Ask your questions, but remember, this changes shit.
Click, 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 click!
8%? The body, what do you know about it?
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Cuno!
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Do you know how it got up there?
Probably climbed. Cuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
So you didn't see it happening?
You heard Cuno. Cuno wasn't even in Martinez. Cuno wasn't in Revachol. Cuno wasn't regional.
Okay, where'd you go then?
I don't know. Some fucking
He looks around, trying to come up with something.
Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Cuno was in fucking Night City.
Ah, so he was in Cyberpunk. He was in a whole different game, not even the same region.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Yep. That's a fictional city name. Night City doesn't exist.
Why you gotta be riding Cuno's ass? You haven't been where Cuno's been. You haven't been in Cuno's head. You wanna know where Cuno was? You wanna know what Cuno's been fucking up to?
I don't really care what you've been up to, I just care about the body.
Don't tell him that, Cuno! It's lame!
It's not fucking lame. Cuno's building Cuno's City. Night City. Rage City. The City of Rage. That's it. And it's not lame.
Lame!
That's the name of Cuno's City, bitch. Get the fuck off Cuno's back. This shit ain't about that.
It's impossible to deduce what it is about, at least for the moment. If it's important, it'll come up later. Focus on the case.
Do you know who he was?
Cuno's fuck imp. Cuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
He picks up a rock.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
I meant who he was before he died.
Cuno knows what you meant. Cuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make Cuno sing into the popo phone.
He shakes his head, clearly offended. I'm not gonna try to, offend him. But, you know, this kid... I'm not gonna punch a kid, right? Like, if there was a better way to do it, then I would have shut him down, but that's not the way. Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Cuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Cuno!
More on this later. Right now, let's talk about something else.
You're testing Cuno's patience here.
Get lost,
The censorship, though. About the crime scene. You kids often play in the yard?
Right, pig? This is where Cuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want with it?
I might have questions later. For now, let's talk about something
whatever.
else.
Cuno doesn't give a shit.
8%. But it's a white check. I can retry it. Is there a point?
Fuck about
Nope.
it. You're testing.
get lost,
Yeah, whatever. Cuno
Okay,
doesn't give a
8%.
shit.
Go! It's gonna fail, but go!
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Yeah, he could be useful. Let's get on his good side. Hey, City of Rage? Night City? What's going on here? I'm intrigued.
No!
The evil shit behind the fence hacks like she's coughing up a furball. Okay, we now know it is a girl.
You told him about it and now he knows your name!
That's what I kind of thought, but again, the way, well, whatever. It's not important.
This city is not fucking lame. You are lame. Cuno's tired of defending Rage City from...
He waves his hand in the
Just
air.
fuck off, alright? And fuck you too, putting Cuno on the spot like that. Cuno doesn't need to fucking explain his shit. Cuno's king. He rules here. Fuck did you want?
Explain himself? As if explaining some kind of work? Some kind of avant-garde work way ahead of its time?
I'm intrigued.
You must get to the bottom of this one of these days. Sadly, it's unlikely to happen today.
True.
Cuno doesn't fucking care.
Okay, well that was a weird conversation. Let me look through this. There's a lot more around this corner too. There's quite a bit around this corner. Where's my flashlight? Let's get that on. Can I get past this? Where is this? Where does this... How do I get back there? Can I look at it from here? Where am I going to look at it? I double clicked on it and now it's sending me around. I'll be right back, Cuno. Maybe I have to go around this side and I just somehow missed it? I'm not sure how I missed it. No, it's back there somewhere. Yeah, no. I'm only allowed to go so far. Okay. Shine the light in her eyes. Alright. So, going back to Cuno, I'm going to loot whatever's around there and then send down the body. What is this? It looks like a shipment thing, yeah. This winch mechanism has been oxidizing for some years. Was this a greenhouse? Someone is trying to grow herbs in this greenhouse, yep. This kid's ladder is rickety, but still climbable. Don't tell me the kids did it. Oh, and I can open that too. Wait, let me check this. This is the logo of the municipality of Revachol.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags." There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container.
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
Lieutenant, what do you think could be in here?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Yes, I feel like there's something in there.
What do you mean, feel?
It's just a hunch. Maybe someone threw something in there.
Mm-hmm.
He leans in to inspect the lock. How do we get the lock open?
We could try using a pry bar. The one you took from my motor carriage, or...
Or, Lieutenant?
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
That's what I'll
He
do.
might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
Yeah, we'll do that. Because I do not intend to destroy his property and make him even more upset with me. What's this? The ladder's for kids, but it wouldn't hold the weight of a grown man. Yeah, so the kids possibly were involved in some way, shape, or form.
The
Oh, but he
corpse
didn't
looks
know
at you
him. Yeah,
with bulging
he says he
white
didn't know him.
eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like, and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath.
Look
A
down.
cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through your clenched nostrils.
Endurance. 3% chance. Time to throw up.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
I'm gonna try to walk away. Oh. Well, I didn't walk away. I failed miserably.
Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet, and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it.
The lieutenant hands you his white handkerchief. Thank you.
The hangover is clearly making these worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
Okay, where do we get ammonia from?
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell.
He nods towards the plaza. Okay.
If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fleet store nearby.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Okay. What is that? Why is it so bad? Well, it's rot. He's been rotting here for what? Like
Active
weeks?
decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
I've already done it. The lieutenant raises a white piece of linen to his
He's
nose.
about to blow! Cock's gonna blow, Cuno!
I already did that. I did that first, before anything else. Okay.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Well, I see. So I can't get it down until I can get away with, until I can withstand the smell. Okay, fine. Oh, is this my vomit? Or is that something else?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
What kind of boots?
Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails all over the yard.
Because the Union probably got to him. Or something in the Union.
Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
58% chance.
Maybe more than 12. No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Nice. Go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46? You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them. 5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41.
Male or female?
Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
I'm pretty good at this, ain't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way.
Count the rest.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms.
Interesting.
8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
Maybe they have a bad leg? Or, a prosthetic or something?
How many?
The lieutenant has been tracking your eyes' movements. 8.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20.
The same guys are going back and forth.
I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
Possible. I didn't consider that.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Oh, I was thinking pounds. Okay, yeah. One of them was carrying him over.
Possibly, yes.
The lieutenant marked something down in his notebook.
But why?
You're thinking, why did they have to carry him?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Maybe there was a physically impressive strongman in their midst. Someone who wanted to impress their peers.
I'm thinking maybe the victim wasn't conscious.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between 2
True.
men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see?
Going back to it?
He might be right.
Possibly.
But why?
Yes.
Maybe there was a physically impressive strongman in their midst.
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe the
Someone
carrier
who
wanted to impress their peers.
You mean a display of athletic ability meant to belittle the victim? A local champion carrying the intruder alone? I can see it. Anyway, the others?
Light step, number 41 shoe.
A woman? Or a kid?
I don't think there's any way to be sure right now.
Understood. Anything else?
An aberration. One soul is smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul.
Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
He regrets it the moment he says it.
So one of the people we're looking for is a drummer?
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
That's fair. I was actually thinking the exact same thing. Not true. Not thoughtfully.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
I mean, it could be one of those smugglers, right? Like one of those lorry drivers. Yes, it would be prudent.
Mm-hmm.
How old do you think these tracks are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Okay, convenient.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
And what do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy.
I think we have a firm understanding of what happened here.
The lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's thinking to himself. I doubt, perhaps, it would be unprofessional of him to be sure of himself at such an early stage of the investigation.
That's fair, though.
Either way. What else?
We've been through all of it. Okay, well that was good. Let's ask the gardener for ammonia. Oh no, she's not here anymore. Well, it is midnight, so maybe I should just go to bed and deal with it tomorrow. Yeah, everyone here is gone. Well, almost everyone, but... Hey, Gart, you're working really hard. All day, huh? Including the night shift?
Can I help you?
Is that trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Well, that's kind of what we meant.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
Fair enough.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
I wonder what this feeling is. Did I do something during, like, in my previous life that messed something up here?
Prod at him and find out.
Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
So which is it? 9-day government or 11-day government? Because the voiceover said 9 days. Anyway, maybe I am Krasmazov.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
No, wait. Whisper and point to the back of your head. What if I am
We
Krasmazov?
should return to the case of your mistaken identity at a later time, officer. This was about the trash container.
Alright, we need those keys.
What for? Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Okay. Let's do that. Open it up, see what's in there, and then go to sleep. I'm putting off going to bed so hard. I'm just glad to finally be doing something related to the story. I hope I don't get mugged and I lose all this money immediately. Is the kid gone too? Nope, he's still here. That's all he does, apparently.
This trash container is locked. The
Open the
lid
padlock
has a
with the
padlock
key.
With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
I'm a little concerned. Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there?
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid.
I'm gonna do it. It's probably gonna hurt me, but at least I have, you know, backup morale stuff.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Lovely.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Oh boy. Pick at the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Grab
As
'em.
the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay.
Good work just sniffing the dead person's pants.
Drop them in here, officer.
The lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Bag the trousers.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
He looks into the container.
the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
I mean, the belt is probably the one around his neck, right?
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it!
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Lovely. Bag the shirt.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
Okay, so it's a military garment.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that,
A thrown-out towel, a mug. That's all.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
You think someone from the Whirling might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
I mean, it's a fair one. I know he specifically said don't talk to the kid. But hey, yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them there.
Fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Cuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
They are listening in to my conversation.
See?
Okay.
the lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Let's look under the box of the carton.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar.
Was it mine once?
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Search the food waste.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here.
I'm sure there's more to see here.
What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Pick it out.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
So I just got a damaged ledger.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
It might be. No, it can't be.
Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the
Secret
RCM
task.
street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form.
A miserable-looking slip of paper sticks to the board. It was a secret task, okay.
If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash?
I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore. That's why I tried to flush my cop life down the toilet. I mean, based on the anecdotal evidence from like other people saying, "Hey, you were saying all this crazy stuff, you know, before you lost your memory." I'm assuming that's what happened.
Well,
He doesn't know what to say.
His eyes express a rare condolence. Then he picks it up.
lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes.
Okay, I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable.
Oh yes,
Go
I
to your
know.
inventory.
The
You
mug.
pick
I'm
out
getting
a
that mug
broken
too.
mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron,
An antique?
only in its social sensibility.
If I take it, is he gonna get upset?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little. The lieutenant briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
Nice. It was good for them to actually add the sound effect.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Okay. What have I got? Items. Lieutenant's handkerchief. The handkerchief was given to you by Lieutenant Kitsuragi. One corner is adorned with lace and a tiny embroidered portiere. I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to sell like any of these. Interactables. There's quite a few. This broken-eared mug somehow... Oh no, he's wearing a rice farmer hat. This broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the Whirling in Rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Samaran descent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, bucktooth... Oh no. And grinning feeble-mindedly. It seems to be a cheap knockoff of some colonial-era antique.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
There's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do.
But it was in the trash.
Nice.
Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work. Just finish your case, detective.
Fair enough. And this... Can I sell it or something? Apparently not. Damaged ledger. This is the ledger you found in the trash. It's covered in garbage. It's full of notes written in a man's dense cursive. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged to start keeping notes on the case?
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful...
It might have my
page
name
of
on
white
it.
and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Urinal cleaner, not urinal cleaner? Okay, anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper. Or
Oh,
is
no.
it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard.
Thanks for that.
It's a metaphor for you.
Thank you.
Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Let's smell the ledger.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Wonderful. Let's look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What did you say the color was?
Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Oh, interesting. The blue heart. So something's... okay.
Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it.
Peek inside.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
Which is the heart. How would I open it?
With your hands, you 4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Inspect the toilet paper.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Maybe it's just kitchen tissue? They look the same.
If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue.
Okay.
It's not, though. It's toilet paper.
Because I can smell it. Okay, take it off.
Still wet. The
Oh,
toilet
experience!
paper, I mean, kitchen tissue. Sorry. Peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger, and voila. The ledger now looks marginally better.
Let's inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your finger along the aluminium.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these there?
You did. Lieutenant, is this one of those hologram watermarks you mentioned? Point to the sticker.
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. What kind of
It
information?
depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
How can I read
Any
it?
capable light with the right wavelength will do.
You mentioned the headlights of your Kanema?
Yes, RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
That's all, thank you.
Okay,
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Let me go and look at the clip at the car. Because I do kind of want to see what I'm hiding. Well, I kind of want to see what information is available from it. So, can we start the engine and just turn the light on, please?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers,
I know.
a radio microphone, a pulley.
How do I turn on the headlights?
all right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage.
Press engine start.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canadian comes to life with a whiny growl.
That loud at 12:30 in the morning. I'm sure the neighbors are impressed. Press the button labeled headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Okay. Nice.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Look at the shimmering street grid.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Wait, look around you.
A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry.
Ah, Martinez.
He smells the air and says, "Where are we on this?" Point to the halogen map.
Let me see.
He takes the ledger for a moment and inspects it.
Right here.
he says, his finger near the top of the map on a segment of coast jutting out into the great ocean. Seems nice. Well, I'm sure I've seen worse. I hear this place is kind of rough.
Oh yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt-out quarter.
Look at the perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up the different rows.
The first row has 18 dots.
Not bad.
Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet.
True. What about the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them all individually.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
What about the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
3. That's it?
That's it.
Hey Kim, what do all these holes mean? Point to the dots on the watermark.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers often do. It's meant. Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
Am I winning yet?
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Probably Wait, 18 years I've done this.
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
I don't want to be apologizing. You really think I have any idea?
Fair point. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see, wow, more than 200.
Is that a lot?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So you're saying I used to be a super cop?
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
That's not too many. Wait, so I'm a killer.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think highly of these officers. Okay, so I have a pretty low body count considering the district I'm in, and I've solved a lot of, well, very, very many cases, so that's a good track record. Other than the fact that I'm apparently, obviously, a raging alcoholic, or formerly a raging alcoholic.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Have you ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
He says, declining to elaborate.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
How do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective, or self-destructive than others.
He gives you a meaningful look. Yeah, I get drunk and you like to pimp your car, I get it.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like the car. Like what?
Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now.
Maybe I should find a hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the yellow gloves.
Thanks for this.
The lieutenant nods.
Okay, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
He presses a remote control on the key.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Okay, let's take a peek at it. Officer profile. Ooh. So it keeps track of all the choices you've made. Good cop, bad cop, honor, people killed. Well, that's unrelated. Because I haven't killed anyone yet. Superstar cop, apocalypse cop, no. Sorry cop and boring cop. I'm a sorry cop, I know that. Well, I didn't internalize it yet, but I'm basically a sorry cop. I could have gone for the boring cop option, I think, if I went with, oh, you know, pencil pusher. Or office job. Communist, 6. Fascist, no. Ultra-liberal, I need to remember what that is. And moralist, I'm just middle of the pack right now. I have some honor, but I don't know if I've been building that or not. Okay. There's quite a lot of tasks here that I'm seeing. This case needs an official name. Go to your inventory and... Oh, right, I haven't finished that stuff yet. Track down your guns, sing karaoke. I need to get a sad song on tape. Maybe buy it from the pawn shop. Secret passages. Yep. Who made the call? Joyce's info on the lynching. Track down my badge. Pay for damages. I can do that now. But then I'm going to have to pay her back. Or maybe not. Pissing competition. Okay. There's a lot here. I've barely done anything. Okay. Inventory. Let's interact with the ledger again.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawn
Let's
inside.
browse the white papers.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Did I not have, like, you know, like a locker or like a cabinet somewhere for me to store all my case files, or what? What's in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you.
Okay.
It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average. What do you mean? Is that all?
Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I completed them all.
That's a lot. This kind of caseload would explain your solved cases tally on the watermark. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
Yeah, again, this is referencing the fact that we looked at the clip first. So it's cool. I've already mentioned this before, but I really like incidental dialogue that kind of just references things that you've done already, because it feels like they actually care, right? Like they had to record new lines just for this scenario, which is good. I think I burned out, yeah. I hope I didn't make mistakes, but I probably burned out.
That's okay. We all do, sooner or later.
Yeah, he nods and looks back to his own case files.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
That's it?
The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume. In short, there was more.
Fair. There's a mention of a naming convention here?
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples.
Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
Ooh.
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
I kind of want to not do this, actually. It's probably too late. Oh boy. Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, I mean a non-numeric one with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Fair enough. Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
That's fair. It's our way of coping, right?
I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head.
Oof.
He died. It was a workplace accident.
Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Commit to paper using the pen that Lena gave you. How nice! I get to use the key, the items that I got earlier.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity.
I wonder what would have happened if I didn't have this pen. Would it just have been like, oh, you need a writing utensil? Or would I just have used some generic pen? But the fact that I have the pen from the old lady is nice. It's nice. I really appreciate that.
Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
Cross out the ones you've already finished.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done, and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the Citizens Militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
Shit on a stick. The Hanged Man.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
Yep.
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
I'm done inspecting these.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
I want to browse the yellow papers as well.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
What type of forms are there?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Misconduct fine.
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields.
Can I issue one for the kids?
But they appear pleasantly vague.
Station call.
These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
Field autopsy.
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs, color of the irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs.
Enough of these.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys.
Okay. Nice. Now, I assume more options will open up for me whenever I talk to people, because I've recovered my paperwork.
The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Logic. Can I read the case files now? 72%.
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the next world mural.
Wait, HDB 41? Weren't those officer and precinct?
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
And HDB would be my name.
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Pram Darjan Binzikin? Horace Debbie Beringer? Wow, I don't know what to say to that.
I got nothing here either. Logic really isn't the best faculty to have this conversation with. But it's the one you got. So sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, we're staying out of this business for now. HDB is bad news from yesteryear. It's shit, honcho.
How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
Let's revisit this later when it's not 1 in the morning.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
I would like to win this role of interfacing.
Is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some, then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck. The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
I'm kind of like, should I put in that interfacing right here? Pick locks and pockets. Ooh, tempting. But I could get a bonus from an item later or something for interfacing, perhaps. I'm gonna have to revisit this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to revisit this.
Jamais vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Okay. And the bonus is that I get 1 experience for every orb clicked, and I click on a lot of orbs. I hope it's retroactive. I kind of doubt it is, though. And all intellect learning casts are raised by 1. That's cool. Nice. Okay. I'm happy with that. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into the store now. Into the motel now. Pay him off and go to bed. And then tomorrow I can look through my case files and then worry about taking down the body, getting the ammonia, etc, etc. What is this? Oh, I can't go in there now. Of course not. Okay, I'll have to do that another time.
Can
Hey,
I
I'm back.
help you?
Yes, here's your trash container key.
Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
I found the victim's clothes.
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Who else has keys to the trash container?
The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself down the road.
Okay.
Thank you anyway.
Could someone on your staff have put them there?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Maybe you don't remember putting them there. Maybe you were sleepwalking or in a fugue state.
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer.
Fair. Straight for the jugular with that one. Thanks. Let's talk about something else.
Yes?
I saw another thing at the whirling.
Great. I love those.
Gart, I saw a sign that said I can't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
But there may be something pertinent to the investigation in the kitchen.
He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with...
He changes his mind.
Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
Thank you.
Yes?
So about the money
Yes.
I owe.
Have you got it?
I've got your money.
Well?
Here it is. Sorry for the trouble.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
Uh-huh.
The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
He opens his wallet.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Goodbye. Okay, so the room next door is probably Kim's room. Is there stuff I can talk to him about now?
Yes?
Oh no, but I have to convince him there's a sexy dark mystery twist. No, not right now. Someone remind me in the future if I forget that I need to open the secret compartment in my clipboard, please. Okay. Oh, another orb.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
Am I a smoker?
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
But she broke it at the filter. I can't smoke that.
How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
I should not do that. Well, I'll think about it.
Good. Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time. And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them.
Pass.
Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
Nope. Will not do that. I guess this will be your room then, Lieutenant? No? Okay. Good night.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Alright, let's go. Woo.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
I didn't know you smoked, Kim.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
How'd you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
The light of a cigarette illuminates a fleeting smile. He flicks the ash.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit. Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit, we know it all.
It's true, though. That's why he pimps his car. Right then, the debrief.
Yes. It's been a long and eventful day.
So what are our powers exactly, the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Ravachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
1,000? Oh, wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly. as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
1,000, why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Elysium.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station closely. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
Wait, how can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
I see, and if someone resists?
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in the watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
Wait, so if I kill someone while on duty?
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Cuno and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
He taps on his coat pocket where he keeps his notes. And who makes all these rules?
The coalition government and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Elysium or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say it was the citizens of Revachol.
Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern Lysis has the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
Or if they think you do.
The Moral Intern, what is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know, how would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
And what do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
So innocents are an established title. Okay. DeLoreans. Believers of Dolores Day. If I look at that, I'm like, can they travel back in time?
Those
okay.
others say they continue
Back to the future,
project
right?
set forth by Dolores Day.
What is their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their
Oh.
motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous. Something even a little feminine. But in a strict manner.
And who was Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until
True.
they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like the Moral Intern?
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad.
That's another leitmotif associated with moralism.
But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
Fair enough. I have an opinion on the
Do you?
Moral Intern. The lieutenant arches his brow, then pulls on a cigarette. It's a slim white thing in his fingers. I mean, there's a a mix of both, of all of these things, really. Well, maybe not this one. Things are bad out there, point to the city. We need them here, giving us the right to police
In
Revachol.
fact, we would need them even if you didn't think that way. We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Yeah, vigilantes sound bad.
Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially the Union. Vigilantes. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
He looks at the roundabout. How do you think today went? I think we covered a lot of ground, actually. Well, mostly at the end, but I think we did well.
Well, you were so hungover that you couldn't keep it down when we approached the hanged man. So we didn't even inspect the body.
Okay, true, sorry.
But we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great.
Good.
Though you really dropped the ball on inspecting the body, he doesn't want you to feel too discouraged. Probably out of fear that you'll just give up and keep drinking.
Don't worry, Kim. I'll totally be up for inspecting the body tomorrow.
I look forward to that. As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow.
Oh, that might have been my bad. I think I forgot about them.
We tried to interview the Wild Pines rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it.
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us.
He purses his lips.
If Kim is emphasizing something this much, it really must be important.
Agreed.
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
Is that something he would say no matter what? Because you're a player character? Or is it because I ran around everywhere looking at everything? I don't know.
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
Yeah, that's just how we roll in Precinct 41.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those heels.
What heels? He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on his cigarette.
Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
Oh, thank you. He looks at your snakeskin shoes and smiles suddenly. Say nothing, just look into the night.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Cuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
He pulls on the cigarette. Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts.
And in Jamrock and the GRIH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looks back at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here. At least do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
He puts out the stub of his cigarette and looks at the door. Well, that was fun. A nice little debriefing. Alright, well, off to bed, I guess. Here we are. Good night, bud. See you in the morning. Can I shower or something? Anything?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
The expression. 42% chance. Dig deep into your mind to locate the source of the expression.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
Alright, I'll leave it be. Do I care about the fogging on the mirror? Probably not. I don't really feel like I need to break my stuff in my room in order to, you know, enjoy my life.
The window stands broken in its frame.
Nope, I'm good. Anything else from this?
The fan stands still, The switch must be broken, because nothing happens.
Okay. I suppose it's time to go to bed. But I'll actually leave that for next time. I hope that you enjoyed what you saw here today and that you're doing well wherever you are. We finally got some main quest story elements completed after running around for many episodes now, just talking to people all day. So, without any further delay, we will be moving on to the second day. It's already 1:45 in the morning, so it's a bit overdue, I know. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.